tell you a little story real quick as I'm cleaning up the yard. It's having a little bit of back and forth with what's his name, Genetics Powerlifting or whatever. Dude on YouTube. I think he's like 50 years old. He's getting into like martial arts, getting some like professional training now. He's got an issue where he wants to film. He's taking private lessons at this kickboxing gym or whatever, and he wants to film himself just to get a little content on his channel. I'm sure just to look at himself and see like, okay, this is how I should be punching and stuff, you know, maybe be able to train at home and improve, which is a smart thing to do. It's smart to film yourself doing these things, kind of check your form out. And the owner's like, nah, don't film, don't like people filming in my place for this reason, that reason, blah, 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 bullshit. Seems like he wants to kind of control what content is going out there, what film is going out there of his gym, which is somewhat understandable. But here's the thing, guys. I've been to many gyms. I've known gym owners well. One in particular, shout out to freaking Keith Kepner of Athens, Georgia. That guy's got several boxing gyms nowadays. He's doing great. He's a marketing genius. And I highly doubt that dude would ever have a problem with somebody filming, boxing at his gym and posting online, because he knows that any social media coverage of a place of business is good. You know, he probably wants, people to post stuff about the gym on social media to get more freaking exposure, He's not going to be like, oh, well, professionals go here, and if they see, amateurs hitting pads, they might think it's a bullshit gym, or like whatever this guy's excuses were. Because where the money's at, guys, is with the amateurs. It's going to be like, you go to any gym that's doing well business-wise, 90% of their clientele at least is going to be hobbyists, especially families. That's where the money is. If you own a martial arts gym, it's all about getting families, getting the children, the parents, getting everybody involved, because families who freaking train together, they kind of stay together, they build their bonds. And yeah, man, it's pretty dumb. I think it's a red flag, honestly, that this dude's not letting you film yourself. It could just be some kind of insecurity or anxiety. Maybe he's kind of a new business owner. I don't really know the details. But look, man, I shared this story in your comment section. I'll share it now in a little more detail. There was a point in my life where I was trying to learn more martial arts and trying to train often. And so if I traveled, I would look for like a gym of some kind of martial arts that seemed like it had good reviews. I would call them up, be like, hey, I'm only here for like a day or two. Can I come train with y'all? And they'll be like, yep, go ahead, give us your name, blah, blah, blah. Go online, fill this freaking, liability form, all this shit. Come right in, train, leave, good to go. But one time these assholes at this MMA gym, I forget where it was, somewhere in Georgia, like North Georgia. I freaking called them and everything. Gave them all my info, all this bullshit. They were like, hey, just come by. I think they wanted like just $20 or something for like a day pass. I was like, okay, sweet. But what happened was, I freaking between the time I called them and I get there, like a few hours later, they apparently had looked me up on social media, saw that I trained at like another gym, saw that I was holding pictures of me on Facebook or whatever, holding pads for like children, and they were like, oh, this guy's like an instructor at another gym. He's trying to steal our techniques, he's trying to steal our secrets. First of all, you're not that special, dude. No gym has like secret techniques. That's fucking bullshit, dude. Like, you guys aren't that fucking special, first of all. You know what I mean? Like, to me, if somebody's worried about somebody stealing their techniques, especially if they're an MMA gym, fucking plane going by. To me, that's a red flag, because it just means that they're insecure about their techniques. You know what I mean? I mean, really, I should be flattered, because, like, they really think that me being there for a few hours is, like, threatening to their gym. Either they think that I'm fucking Bruce Lee, which they don't. I doubt it. Or they're so fucking insecure that they think, you know, this guy who's like a legit martial artist might expose them as frauds. You know? There's a ton. It used to not be the case. But nowadays, just like karate and taekwondo, there's tons of freaking charlatans out there in the mixed martial arts world, you know, claiming they have like a black belt in jiu-jitsu and all this bullshit, just making up accolades. I'm almost positive that was the case with these guys. What happened essentially is, as soon as I got there, the freaking owner of the gym was waiting for me. And this is not even the guy I talked to on the phone. And he's like, oh, you Sean? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, hey, what's up, man? I'm just here to train for the day. Appreciate y'all having me. I was being real polite and shit. You know, I'm a nice guy. And he's like, yeah, you gotta go, man. You doing, we saw you on Facebook, you're doing some martial arts at, you know, this gym over here. You doing a little bit of teaching over there? I'm like, yeah. You know, it was Taekwondo. It was Taekwondo I was teaching at the time. And it wasn't even like I was getting paid for it. I was just like helping out. You know, holding pads for kids and shit. And I was like, yeah, I like help out over there. And they're like, okay, well, why don't you get out of here, because, you know, we don't want you freaking, you're already like a spy, you're gonna steal our techniques. It's like, it gets this whole like spiel, it's like paranoid freaking bullshit about how I'm only there to freaking steal their techniques and take it to my Taekwondo school. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it took a lot for me to like hold back and just be like, okay, and like fucking leave. Like, I'm pretty sure I was like visibly trembling with rage, because I driven all the way here. I called ahead of time, and as soon as I get there, they kick me out because they think I'm gonna steal their fucking special hidden fucking ninja moves. It's like, what are you, some kind of fucking, like, well, what is this, like an anime or something? I'm over here like dojo crashing. What a fucking joke. Those guys are the biggest assholes. I wish I could remember the name of that gym. They probably don't even exist anymore because they're so full of shit. They probably got out of business. This is like 10 years ago anyway. But if they were still in business, I would love to expose them for the assholes they are. Tell you what, man. Anybody who's that insecure about what they teach, they're full of it. They're definitely full of it. And I can't really speak for, you know, this kickboxing gym or whatever that the Gen X powerlifter is going to, but to me, kind of a red flag. Kind of a red flag. Nobody's got special hidden techniques. Everyone pretty much knows all the same shit. You know, especially nowadays with the internet. You know, everybody's sharing their techniques, everybody's got film themselves sparring. Whatever. It's like, what could I possibly do to threaten your business other than to get there, start training, and realize you guys are full of shit. Anyway, man, you gotta watch out for these kinds of guys. Some people, it could just be maybe they got some CTE or something, or some mental health issues, paranoia, whatever, but I have a feeling like a lot of these guys that don't want you filming or don't want people to go to other gyms, go to their gyms, are just so full of shit they're afraid of getting exposed for frauds, getting exposed as charlatans. You know? I mean, think about it. If I went in there and somehow, I don't know, got into sparring and was better than everybody else, probably would look bad. Probably would look bad. You know, who's this stranger just kicking all their asses? And then maybe I'd give them some advice. How'd you do that technique? Give them some advice. And they're like, oh, I never heard of this basic fucking technique before because my instructor's full of shit. I think that's what they're afraid of, man. Oh, gotta watch out for the bullshit artists out there, guys. Gotta watch out for them. They're all over the place, and they're in MMA now too, which is unfortunate. I remember when I first started doing jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and all this stuff way back in, like, what was it, 2008 is when I started? Everybody was legit, you know? And if you were a black belt in jiu-jitsu, holy shit. That pretty much meant you were untouchable. Even if you were a blue belt, you were kicking everybody's ass, you know what I mean? But nowadays it's like almost as bad as karate and taekwondo is. People would just hand out belts to anybody just because they showed up and paid. You know what I mean? I remember I used to have to fucking spar for my belts. You know what I mean? If I couldn't do well in like a in-school tournament kind of thing, I'm not getting a fucking belt, you know? It used to mean something. Gotta watch out, guys. There's all kinds of charlatans out there. And that's just one of the red flags to look out for. If anybody doesn't want you filming in their gym, if anybody doesn't want you training there if you've trained elsewhere, or are currently training elsewhere in addition to that gym, huge red flag. Anyway, that's enough rambling for now. Have a good one, guys. Peace out. Watch out for those bullshitters.